This video is sponsored by my daughter. Thank you for taking such great naps and allowing me to work on this project. Okay, so I'm currently working on the curtains of mine and Michael's bedroom. While I was doing stuff with the curtains, I was watching Studio Maggie on YouTube, or she showed that she wallpapered the ceiling, which, you know, we've all seen that before, but it just gave me an idea for Lorenzo's bedroom. His room is on the smaller side. So because it's a small room, I figured it would be sort of like manageable to actually wallpaper the ceiling. I've seen a lot of photos of people or of bedrooms with wallpaper on the ceiling, and it just adds like such a unique feature. It is a unique feature, so it adds a lot of interest. It adds a lot of interest to a bedroom. Now, I do think wallpapering a wall would be, you know, a good starting point, given that I've never wallpapered anything, because I've heard that wallpapering a ceiling is harder. But I really want to do something with his room, but I think that this would be a good option to add interest and something different and fun for a kid's room. So starting on the left side here, the first step was to build the dresser. It's just an IKEA dresser, and my plan was to put it in the closet and make it look like a built-in type of piece with shelves on the side and a tabletop going on the dresser and also over the shelves. So you can see my dry fit in the center video. And then on the right side, it's just me removing the baseboard in the closet, getting that little area ready to install the built-in unit. So now it was time to make everything look more built-in. So with that, my dad helped me build that base on the bottom, which allows me to sit the dresser on that, and that way I can add a baseboard in the front on that lower part. The baseboard helps it look more built-in. Instead of the dresser just sitting on the floor, it really gives it that built-in look that I was going for.
It's better. Yeah, a little bit. Remember, it was off a little bit.
Yeah.
Actually, let's.
Well, that side was smaller, right? That corner.
Yeah. Oh shit! How'd you do that? Okay.
Oh yeah, I see that side's not touching, but then the back is. Try to introduce yourself for the video.
I am Rico, Raylene's father.
And he did most of the work today.
Well, with your help and Emmy's help, but I think we pulled it off.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah, I'm happy. I think we could have did better, but I don't have all the knowledge to do this stuff, but I guess we did our best.
Yeah, I think like once we paint and then once I paint and do the trim,
Yeah.
it'll look more seamless.
Yeah, after you put the molding and stuff,
Yeah.
it'll look better, and then when you paint it all white, and then the
Yeah, add,
baseboard,
all the finishing
it'll all
touches.
come into place. It'll look nice.
Yeah. Again, in order to achieve that built-in look, here I'm adding trim on the edges of everything. So just thicker trim makes everything look more finished. So I added a long one across the top, a big horizontal piece, and here I'm adding a vertical piece on the edge, and it just gives it a more complete look, makes it look like a built-in unit. So just think of like, a built-in library in an office. They're gonna have thicker pieces on the ends. As opposed to thin pieces. So it kind of gives the appearance that these shelves are thicker than what they really are. Next step was to get ready for the board and batten. I chose to use MDF instead of wood because it was just more cost effective. But what I learned was that if you want to paint MDF, you have to prime it first with an oil-based primer. So that's what I'm doing here. They came in strips like this already. I just had to cut them down almost in half, and then I just, place them onto the walls with liquid nails and a nail gun. And I'm really happy with how this came out. So just remember, this is a really cost-effective way to create board and batten without using expensive wood. So a couple weeks have passed, the board and batten is all up, I've painted the room, and now it's time to reveal the rug. It's called Ray. Ray, like my name, except it's R-A-E on this rug. Okay, ready to roll it out? Should probably vacuum before I roll it out. But she's sleeping next door, so I can't vacuum. I could sweep though. I don't want to have a dirty floor under the rug. Alrighty, here we go. Ooh, it's pretty. I do like it. It's not as soft as I thought it would be. Like, I wanted something soft and like cozy, like I guess soft on your skin. And this one's a little rough. Because it's for kids, I wanted it to be like soft and comfortable, which it is soft. It's not like jute, but I did want it to be a little softer, but I think it'll be okay. Like if you're barefoot, you want that nice and like soft, comfy touch on your feet. But I think this will be fine. My son was like, I don't want a rug in my room. And then when I was asking people on Instagram, like which rug they would choose, my husband messages me and he's like, I've never seen a rug in a little boy's room. I'm like, Michael, are you serious? And so I sent him like all these pictures from Pinterest, little boy's room with a rug. Like every picture on there has a rug. He just doesn't know design, Okay, so this is Laloy rug, but in collaboration with Magnolia Home, Joanna Gaines. Okay, so I do want part of it to be like under the bed. So this is how it looks. I really like the pattern and that there's like some variation in the color. I do like that very much. long time for this print to arrive. And it's finally here. Yeah. It feels good. It feels like a kid's room. Feels a lot better than it did before. Before it was just, you know, this white box, this white cube, plain, no character, and really didn't speak to, you know, the person who it belongs to, which is my son. And so I think the board and batten really plays a strong role in claiming it to be a kid's room, especially with this soft blue color. You know, screams boy room. Although it is a kid's room, and it says kid's room with, you know, the decor that I've chosen, I think that it can grow with him for at least, you know, 3 to 5 years. And there really won't be much to change, you know, during the course of his childhood. And with that, you know, you can just take the artwork off or switch the prints depending on what his interests are. You know, if we do need to add closet doors one day, that's something that we can do. And you know, there's still space to hang his clothes if he wants to do that. But with the pieces that I've chosen, like the bed, the nightstand, I think those are more like timeless pieces and they won't need to be replaced as quickly as, you know, other pieces that we could have chosen, like, you know, a race car bed or things like that. These are pieces that can grow with him and evolve depending on his style. Even though it's a blue, which is, you know, a cool color, I feel like it's still really warm and inviting in here. And I think that has a lot to do with the brown that I've chosen to add. So we have brown in the baskets, you know, in the closet. We have the rug, which is a tan color. It's not completely brown, but it does have colors of brown here and there. Again, the nightstand is an antique piece that I found at an estate sale. And so that just adds more of like a traditional look with the spindle, legs, and that type of style. The bulletin board here. Now, I always knew that my son needed a bulletin board. Whether he knew it or not, I knew it. I feel like it's one of those things that a place that kids can display their things. Kids have lots of things. Artwork from school, like, you know, I've hung up the pigeon, and so, you know, kids just have like a lot of different little things that they collect, and a bulletin board is a perfect place to kind of collect those things. It gives them a space to display them, but without it looking too like cluttered. Otherwise, all of that ends up on your fridge, and then, you know, you can have a really messy looking fridge. So a bulletin board is the perfect spot for them to display their awards, their achievements, little cards, little notes that they are proud of writing, things like that. And so I knew that he needed one. Should also put one in my daughter's room. And it really just like grounds the space, if you will. You know, it has all of these random things, but it doesn't look so random because it's on the big, you know, mat. So I really love that in a kid's room. Other little details like the Roman shade really adds a lot of character to the room. This light is from IKEA, and it's intended to be stretched out. I didn't really want that type of look. I wanted it to be more flat to the surface, to the ceiling. So I chose to sort of just do my own little placement, my own little hack while placing it. Literally just stuck it up there with double-sided tape. And it's just a cozy space for him to play, to sleep. I think he's most excited about his Pokemon art. You know, he chose these pieces of art while looking online. And there's actually a funny story to this. So in the beginning, when I was creating the mood board for his room, I asked him, you know, what are some things that you would want to see in your room? Because again, you know, it's not my room. It's important for him to feel comfortable in his space. And so I asked him, and then I think the first thing he mentioned was, he said, a Pokemon rug. And I, you know, kind of took a moment to think about that. Yeah, a Pokemon rug would be quite something, huh? So I did Google Pokemon rugs to see if there was anything that, you know, would be slightly acceptable. But there really weren't anything besides like a rug with a giant Pokeball, which that would just be a little too much. My suggestion was, how about we can hang some Pokemon posters? And so he liked that idea. We looked online for different Pokemon art, and he found these two. The one on the left, you know, it's unique because it has 3 different Pokemon. Well, technically 9, but it's like the evolution of those 3 Pokemon. And then Gyarados in the giant wave, which I didn't even know was like a famous painting, the wave, until my dad told me. And it's pretty cool because it's a known photo, I guess, a known piece, but with a, you know, a hint of Pokemon in it. The rug feels really nice on your feet when you're barefoot. Even when you have socks on, you can feel like the thickness of it. It's a really nice quality rug. So I'll link everything that I can in the description. And so this space, or this area, has more space now that the dresser is in the closet. And you know, he still has some, I think there's 2 drawers that he's not using for clothes that are being used for toys. These baskets are his to use for toys. Another great tip, well, I would say for kids, but for anyone, is to utilize under the bed, because I have this under the bed storage thing from IKEA, but it's perfect for his Legos. There's just so many. And then this particular piece from IKEA, basically just a bag, so it's really flexible it's able to fit under different beds, because the height of beds can kind of vary. So you can kind of just squish it down. And that's the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you learned something along the way, or just got a little tip. So thank you for coming with me on this journey of transforming my son's room. If you haven't subscribed already, please do so. I will be posting more videos here in the near future. Thank you.